Sis. Alright, I got you all here today to inform you on the internet. Could you imagine life without the internet? If you want to make a repair at home, what comes to mind? Check the web. We missed a game last night. What comes to mind? Once again, the internet. I've been using a PC since I was in the 6th grade, and I've personally experienced cruising the web for a very long time, and I've seen how it's kind of evolved throughout the decades. The internet is a maze of technology and information that we all turn to in time of need. It's got so many different resources available on there. What if the sun went down and we turned all the streetlights off? It'd be dark outside, like complete darkness. If we didn't have the web, that's kind of how it would be. We'd be in the dark about anything. The internet has played a huge role in everyday living. Tonight, I will tell you all when it got started, the evolution throughout the decades, and why it's such a big deal nowadays. But first, let us discuss its creation. Most of you might feel as if it was created in the 1990s. However, the 90s is just when the internet phenomenon blew up, like AOL, Prodigy, CompuServe, email and programs like that really made the buzz about the internet huge. The key innovators were a dozen of scientific researchers whose work spans over decades. A few of those researchers were J.C.R. Licklider, Leonard Kleinrock, Donald Davies, Paul Baran, Clarence Roberts, and many, many others. Their work began in the 60s, but they all had a dream to come together for a globally interconnected network that anybody could access from any site in the world. That's where the idea came from. The first group of network computers communicated with each other in 1969, and it was called ARPANET, which was Advanced Projects Research Agency, and that really became the start of the internet. 4 U.S. universities were then connected, and they became a research system which computer scientists began solving problems and building potential for online connectivity worldwide, and that's really the basis, the form basis. ARPANET had its first public demonstration in 1972. That's when it became for public use, in the 70s. All right, now that I've briefed you all on the start of the internet, I will tell you how it's evolved throughout the decades. Like I said, the web began as ARPANET. It was private, but when it was made public, it really grew into the heart of America. The 60s, it saw the creation of a mouse, this is our mouse nowadays, which is wireless. And this is the first mouse that was created in the 60s. It's come a long way. Now we use this, and this is wireless. It's crazy. It also saw the theory of packet switching, which was the form basis of internet connections, and hyperlinking, which is the links you click on from web page to web page. That was also born in the 60s. By the 70s, the first emailing system was created by a guy named Ray Tomlinson. Networking protocols were put together, which networking is like when you have Wi-Fi, your networks. It's what the internet runs on. Ethernet was created. Ethernet is what you hook your modem from your computer to your modem. Ethernet was also created in the 70s. By the 80s, the domain name system was created, the DNS, which translates names into IP addresses and vice versa, which is really how the internet, it's like the internet highway, if you will. Also in the 80s, Apple created its first personal computer, and dial-up connections to PCs soon followed. And this is the picture of the first setup, Apple and its. And as you can see, this laptop is all wireless, Wi-Fi everything, no big phones or anything like that anymore. It's like the ancient days. And then soon after that, in 1989, a guy named Tim Berners-Lee, he made a search engine. Actually, it was a web browser. He called it the World Wide Web, and that's when the web really kind of blew up from there. That's when everybody started getting on board with the internet. The world's first search engines were also created in the 90s, and the internet has just blew up all in the span of about 40 years. Now, I hope I've done a good enough job informing you all on when it started, the internet started, the evolution throughout the decades, but now we're going to tell you why we all feel it's such a big deal nowadays. The internet has grown into a huge market for e-commerce with websites like eBay, Craigslist, Yahoo, all them sites. You can work, make money, anything online. You can game, anything you want to online. Social networking is huge. Facebook, MySpace, chat rooms from back in the early 90s. You can connect with anybody. I've personally connected with family from years ago that I haven't seen in years. I love it. And also school. You can go to school online. You can get your degree online. If you have a schedule that won't allow you to be flexible, online schooling makes it flexible. Or if you're just socially anxious, you don't like people, like my brother, you can go to school online and get your degree. So it really connects everyone globally. I mean, from a family might have a family member overseas, webcam, see them. And if you're missing them, it's great. I mentioned gaming. It's great for gaming. Internet's big on everything. So throughout the speech, I've informed you all on when the internet was created, the evolution of the internet, and why it's such a big deal. But now I'm going to wrap things up. We all really have become dependent, whether it's just checking the internet via cell phones for our bank accounts, gaming, or more serious stuff like military, and defense systems. Everybody relies on the internet. Just imagine what would life be without it. My work cited, Barry M. Liner, Internet Society, Brief History of the Internet, www.internetsociety.org. Thank you guys, I appreciate it.